How are you doing? This is Jasmin Jairo from Zelhem, the Netherlands. Let us talk a bit about writing books. If you would go to my Amazon page, which is amazon.com/author/Jasmin Jairo, you would see my author page, my biography, and some of my top books, and below that all the other books that I've written and translated. You will see that there are 184 titles published, which is quite a lot. Now you might be thinking, dude or man, you published your first book in 2017 and you wrote all of that in like 6 years. You are really talented, right? Well, I disagree, actually. There are at some point I have lost count, but I think about maybe 60 titles. And then there are maybe about 40 translations, or maybe more. There are books, so the 60, 70 titles are in Dutch, then you have 40, 50 translations. There are books that I wrote in English from the start because it would save me the time of translating it. There are a few white papers, there are box sets, bundles of books in one book. If I look back on the past 10 years, first I have been writing in journals, and finally in 2017 I wrote my first book, and I self-published it, and I was so proud that it was on Amazon, my book, yay, among the books of other great writers, famous writers. It was quite something for me, but not much happened. Months went by and there were no sales. I didn't give up, I just kept on writing. I wrote another, and then another, then another. Then I read this free report from one of the self-publishers, lulu.com, and they said that the successful writers write 10 or more books in comparison to the unsuccessful ones. So I implemented that. I looked what else did I know, what else have I experienced, what else am I good at, what else do I love that I could write about and share. And I wrote more books and more books and more books, and I started translating them into English, because that's a more universal language than Dutch. I have self-published at various self-publishing companies, so I have a wide reach. I think that is better to do. I I also sell greeting cards for the past 8 years, and those are my two works, my two jobs, selling greeting cards, packages door to door, and writing books. And they are also my purpose. I will do them until I die. Yes, even when I'm an old man, to keep myself busy and to have the joy of work and the joy of meeting new people and visiting new places. I will just keep on working. In the beginning, for quite some time, not much happened. There were no sales for months. And then finally someone bought a book and I was so happy with that. And then more people would buy. And it kind of I also started making videos on YouTube to do a little bit of marketing. And later it turned from marketing into making useful videos, sharing useful things to just help people, because I've also gotten a lot of help from other people, mostly from my sister though. She taught me how to sell. She gave me this work with the greeting cards. She went with me to get an income from the government because of this mental disability. After my application was denied like 5 times, the 6th time it was finally approved. She was there with me. She helped me to move and to leave my mother's house to get in this house. She helped me to paint, to get furniture. I also have a sleeping disorder, and she helped me to get help for these healthcare professionals that would come here every morning to have some coffee with me so that I would be out of bed at 9 o'clock every morning. She has also helped me with money. She has 2 little kids, and they are truly gifts from God. They give me a lot of joy and love. So I have the best sisters that I could ever wish for. What does Jeff Bezos say? You should be proud of your choices. You should not be proud of your gifts, because your gifts were given to you. But your choices you make yourself, and you can be proud of them. So maybe a gift of mine from the universal intelligence, or Allah, or God, however you call it, was that when I was in school, I was good in languages. I was like really good in English because it kind of was easy for me. I would watch a lot of movies and then they were in English, and then you had the Dutch translation at the bottom, and I would learn the language like that. And I listened to a lot of rap music, which was also in English. And I also learned from that, and at some point I started also reading English books, and I learned from that. And I would look up words to learn the meaning of them. So that's a gift. I was not that very good at science. I was I was at the beginning I was okay at math, the simple math, adding up, the subtraction, multiplication. I was okay with that. I could get that, but when it became to x1 times y is, then they lost me. I did not get that at all. And to make this chart on your calculator, they lost me again. I could not get it. I could not do it, and they would explain it to me, and I would still not get it. So it doesn't matter. But maybe that's my gift. But the books, they are my choice, and I will tell you. So there have been times that it was recommended to write a book and publish it, but I would have doubts, and I would not know what to write about, and I would think like, well, who the hell am I to write a book, and who the hell is going to read it, and so on. But I kind of got over all of those things when I had like written 6 books. I have told like about my past in a previous video, and I've done some shit I'm not proud of. I messed up a lot, so I was not feeling like I should write my story and share it, because it's such a fucked up story, Then who would want to read that, and how the hell can I help anyone with that? Because of behaving like an asshole and being arrogant and drinking too much and using too much drugs and breaking the law and fucking up shit, losing friends, almost killing myself with too much drugs and so on. So what and I feel shame, so. But then I saw this sermon by T.D. Jakes, and he says like, from your mess God will make a message. Then I thought about that, and I thought, well, maybe there are some people that are a bit lost in doing those things that I did, and maybe my story could help them a little bit to change for the better. So I wrote it anyway, my autobiography. By now it became five booklets, and I've also bundled them together in one longer book, one biography or autobiography, which is called The Life and Business of Yasmin Jairo. But if you are a writer and you are looking for something to write about, or you're having writer's block, I've been fortunate enough to not suffer from that, then I would suggest two things. The one is just write your story down. You were 5, you were sitting in the sandbox playing, and write down everything that happened after that. And then you will have one or two new books to add to your bibliography. That's easy to do because you already have the experience and you can do that. And the second one is write a book about quotes. Find quotes that you think are helpful to you, that could be helpful to other people, and write a quote book. And then you will have another booklet. So that's two easy ways to overcome writer's block for you. As I look back on my writing, there have been quite some times that because of this sleeping disorder, I would be up at night, and because of that I couldn't sleep, and because of that I would be up in the afternoon the next day, and that went on for years. It drove my mother crazy. Then I didn't have medicine, which I now have, and now it finally works well. So I would also be late at work until I got up, until I ate, until I showered, until I packed my bag with greeting cards, until I went to the field, to the territory where I would work. It would be like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, I would be late every day, and then I would be walking back home in the evening at 6 or 7 o'clock. And what I noticed was that almost everybody had their television on and was watching the telly. I don't have a television subscription. I only have internet. I don't watch it. If you think you don't have the time, which is bullshit, of course, you can create time. Just stop watching television, throw the television out of the window, call your provider, say you just want to have internet. If there really is a show or movie or something you can't go without, you can watch it on the internet. Here in the Netherlands, we have like a special website, which is if you missed something on TV, you can watch it back on the internet. I guess in other countries they have the same thing, so you won't be missing out on anything. And stop playing too much on your social media. And if you do those two things, you will have created time for yourself. You will have 3 or 4 hours in the evening every day, and you can get better rest. You will have less input in your mind, which I call being fucked in the head by television. So your mind can relax and rest, which is better for your health. And you will have the time to write, for example, or to learn a skill that is marketable, that people will pay you money for. Alright, so a lot of people were watching television, and what I would do, I would go home, I would eat, I would relax a little bit, and after that I would go to my room, I would take out my laptop and I would roll up my sleeves and start writing or finishing the book that I started or starting to write a new one. And I have made that choice quite often. There have been many nights and many evenings that I was writing in my room, and it would be late at night, like 11 o'clock or midnight, and I was still writing. And when I got the book finished, I had to self-publish it at 5 or 6 different self-publishing companies to have global reach with my books. And after I had self-published it, then I also had to write the description, and then I had to self-publish it at these self-publishing companies, about 5 or 6. And after that, I would have to share it on social media, and occasionally I would also make a video about it. And there are a few videos where I read a book of mine or the first half to get people interested in my books. And then it would be like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock at night, and I would finally have the work finished. And I would go downstairs to smoke and to eat a bit. And I felt proud. I thought to myself, I should be celebrating. I feel so good, but there is no one to celebrate it with, because everyone is sleeping, because it's so late, and I could not share it via WhatsApp or SMS because I would wake people up. So that happened quite often. But those were my choices to, instead of doing what most other people were doing, watching television and doing nothing in the evening. I would choose that it was better for me if I would write another book, if I would do some work. So, and you can do the same, and you should do the same. And then at the beginning, there were no sales, but I still kept on writing and self-publishing. And then there was one sale, and then after that, a few more sales, and so it started to go better. People would buy my books, and I just kept on writing and kept on writing and kept on writing. And there was one month where I had earned 400 euros in royalties in just 1 month without doing a lot of marketing. And that is also possible for you if you just keep on writing. What if if I had quit at book 10, those 400 euros in a month would not happen. It would not be possible. So you see, persistence is the most important thing, which you're writing and in business and in life. In achieving your goals, persistence is the most important. So to come back to what I've said about having 184 titles published, and the title of this video, is it talent or work in writing books? As I have told you, looking back, mostly it was the decision to work. I I was good in languages, that's a gift. Maybe I have a little bit of talent, but most of it was just work. So, and the secrets are in the work, and the joy is in the work, and the pleasure is in the work, and the pride is in the work, and the money is in the work. So do the work and keep doing the work. Keep on writing and keep on writing. And you, by now, they have this AI, and you should get it and you should use it. Be a bit careful with it. You want to avoid how do you say it, plagiarism. You want to avoid using other people's content in your books. So you will have to edit your books, and you will have to edit what the AI writes for you. But for the rest, it is very convenient. It can look up all kinds of things for you, help you to do research. It can write sales pitches for you and descriptions of your books. And if it's writing about you and about your life and your business and your books, then it is obviously original, and you can just copy paste it because it's about you and your work. So I recommend that you use it. You can also, I write mostly non-fiction. I've only written like 2 fiction books. But you can also experiment and write in another genre. Maybe if you write non-fiction, you can write a fiction book. Just try it out. It's not my thing, it's not my cup of tea, as they say, but I did it anyway. Twice. I've also written by now 3 or 4 children's books. It's also not my thing, my cup of tea, but I did it anyway. So you can do the same. Just try it out, right? It might become better than you think, and it's good for you to prove to yourself that you can do it, right? All right. So my message is that when it comes down to writing books, it's mostly rolling up your sleeves and writing and doing the work, and keep doing the work, persisting. Set the goal to write 50 books, And when you have written 50, set the goal to write another 50. Then the goal is to write 100 books. And when you get to that, after 10 years or so, set the goal to write 150 books and keep on writing. And then somewhere along the way, you will have written a bestseller because you will have gotten so much more experience and you've gotten so much better. I've read this book by Tom Corson-Knowles, and he says that the best marketing for writers is to just write another book. So you should always keep writing more and new books. Don't worry about talent, it's mostly work. Embrace the work, do the work, keep doing the work. Don't worry too much about bad reviews and opinions of others. Reviews are just opinions from others. I would actually say that, and Tom Corson-Knowles also says it, you need bad reviews, you need the shit happening, you need the bad stuff. Why? It's feedback to make you, like Jim Rohn says it, to make you become stronger, wiser, better. I'll say it again. You need the bad shit, you need the bad reviews to become stronger, wiser, better. Don't be crying about a bad review. Let it motivate you to become a better writer and to write better books. That's what you should do with that. I know it's not fun to read a bad review. It hurts a little bit. It doesn't matter. Get over it. Channel it into productivity, into getting better, into writing a better book, into becoming a better writer. Let it fuel you. Don't let it hold you back. It's just opinions. It doesn't matter. It's people talking out of their ass most of the time. They're not talking out of their mind. A lot of time I've read the reviews because I'm curious about what people want to learn from that. I've noticed that bestsellers get bad reviews, so you should not be concerned about bad reviews at all. It doesn't matter. It's mostly people complaining, and you don't need complainers in your life. You need the optimistic people, the supportive people. So don't worry about that. Just use it to fuel you to write more books and to become a much better writer. And always keep writing new and better books until you have a bestseller. And what should you do after you have your bestseller? You keep on writing new and more and better books, right? It's a lifetime thing. Okay, I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope it encourages you and motivates you to write more books and to become a better writer. Thank you very much for listening. If you know some writers, please share it with them. At the bottom description, you can get more than 100 free ebooks from at the link at the online Smashwords store. It is to help people. That's why they are all free. So thanks again. I wish you all the best. and have a great day, and I wish you success with your writing and your goals. Okay, bye bye.